Hey everybody, Mobile Gamers Unite here. Uh, let's see, this is going to be a late night video, but I wanted to get some content out for Last Cloudia because it's Panda's birthday and Panda asked to make a Last Cloudia vid, so you know what, I'm going to do it. Happy birthday, Panda, and here we go. So what have I been doing in Last Cloudia? Obviously everybody knows right now your boy has been in Yu Yu Hakusho land over in Landgrissie, but I haven't exactly let up on Landgrisser. Last Cloudia, sorry. I've been doing a lot of grinding over here. I have been working on my rogue. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about arcs. The past few banners, I've managed to get some characters, but I have been having a hard time pulling any of the new arcs. I wasn't able to get Megrona, whatever that thing's called. I didn't get that. I really wanted that. But what are you going to do? But today I actually did pull an arc, and it's the arc off of the new banner. It's a sweet healer arc, and it has a pretty nifty gun in it too. So let's look at that thing. It's going to be at the bottom down here. Let's see. I forget what this thing's called. Caldina the Great. Here we go. And I have it level 6 because I had enough energy to do that. Thankfully, because of probably the coolest thing that they've let us do in this game so far. I think, I can't exactly remember how much lapis it cost. It was like 500, maybe 3, I don't know. But it doubled the amount of energy that we could get. Like, it was just sweet. So because of that, I actually managed to get my dual wield. I managed to top off my red energy tank, and I managed to get enough energy together to level up this SSR Ark to level 6. So awesome. Pretty happy about that. I hope that they bring that around once in a while. That would be very cool. Alright. There's been a few characters I've been working on, obviously. I'll just quickly show you guys where I'm at. We did pull Lina, the summoner. This new arc goes a long way with her. You will see why. This increases healing potential a lot. And it has an ability that lets you get your S1 a lot faster. Her S1 is Hollowed Light, and it's pretty much her heal. And it also has a mind buff in there, so this is very nice to have. Normally it charges up pretty slowly, but that arc that we're about to look at, it has an ability in it that lets you get this faster, and it's for any character. It's going to make their S1 charge up faster, so that is pretty wicked. And let's just look at the arc, because I know it has a few other healing things in it too. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know what this thing was going to be. Here it is. The ability is it restores hit points of all party members with each item dropped from the enemy. Pretty cool for rogues, I guess. Increases the maximum hit points of all party members by 6%. That's very nice. This is a cool arc. And let's see, here's the abilities. We start with Star Heal. Alright. It instantly gets good though, because you get healing boost. Power of recovery magic plus 10%. That is sweet. Then you get hit points up 3. I just had somebody in Discord asking, like, hey guys, does anybody know how I can get hit points 3 up, because they were missing it. Went through all of the arcs, it wasn't out yet, so now it's out. And it's just funny because we were just talking about this. So here it is on this new SSR Ark. You get hit points up 3. I don't think there's any other way in the game to get this right now. I did look through everything, if my memory serves me correctly. And then we have Skill Charge 2. Restore some SCT to the top right skill at the start of the battle. That's what I was talking about. This really, really helps Lina out. So I just thought that was great, that this arc is just kind of like help her healing out so much. Because here's the thing, guys, that was like the big dispute that I saw on Discord. It was like it instantly for some reason got turned into healer Lina versus, you know, warlock Lina versus summoner Lina. And I mean, I really wasn't even looking at it like that. I mean, to me, they're two different characters. This is where I stand on it. Everything is IMO. Of course, I have to throw that out there so I don't get crucified. But healer Lina is going to heal a little bit more. And people, the big argument they were using is when people go to high level tower, they're still using Lina. And I mean, they could just be doing that because they have her built already. You know what I mean? But healer Lina, sorry everybody, healer Lina is going to, the original one, she's going to heal more, apparently, than summoner Lina. But summoner Lina comes with a ton of buffs. And, I don't know, depending on how you can build healers up, I think summoner Lina might just have enough healing power in her kit, especially if you build her right. Depending on the characters that you're running. So if you're running Blood Rose and you're running characters that can already heal themselves a little bit, like she can bridge that gap and she can give them enough healing while also giving them a shit ton of huge buffs, like big stat buffs. Like here, everybody has more mind. The caster, you can have 35% more intelligence, which goes a long way and does a lot more damage. And frontline attackers, here's 1,000 more hit points to your hit point pool and a heal. And here's some healing stuff. By the way, I also increase everybody's mind, and I get rid of poison as well. That is all very, very effective and nifty, and she constantly has all those effects going. And it's very nice to be able to go into a fight with her and strategically, like, you know, in a boss fight, click on her and kind of figure out who gets what buff, cast them off real quick, like really supercharge your party. And then for the most part, I mean, I think she can keep up on healing. So I haven't got to test her out in high level tower, but that's what the big fuss in Discord was going on about when I was there. So that's kind of the impression that I got. I think they're both great characters. This is the one that I decided to build because she just fell into my lap, and you know, I just figured I'd start with her since she was a new character. I could do a review on her too. But it's really nice to see an arc fall like this that gives her more healing, makes me feel a little bit better about her. And then we get fast magic circles down here. This is awesome. For one skill point, it will automatically cast magic circles when the battle starts. I think that's worth it for one SC. It's something nice to have sitting around. Alright, and then at the very bottom, God Heal. God Heal sounds pretty impressive. And it says it recovers a lot of hit points to a single ally. So this is going to be like, your tank gets hit with a tank buster, you can be like, oh, here, go from 1 hit point to fully healed. I don't know how much this heals. I imagine it's a lot. So that's nice to have. It does cost 8 SC, but hey, if you need that, it's there. So this is pretty much what this arc is all about. But really, the gun looks awesome that you can get from this. 156 strength weapon. It's light attribute, okay, and that's important for this thing. Equip machine, you do need equip machine. If you don't have a character that can naturally use guns and equip machines, you have to put equip machine on them, and that costs 2 skill points. And you can learn that from another arc, I know, because I have that arc. So the point being is anybody can use this gun for 2 SC, and the ability that it has on it is very, very impressive, to say the least. If damage is originally reduced due to enemies' attribute resistance, ignore attribute resistance. So if somebody gets damage reduction on you because of light resistance, this is going to ignore that. That's pretty impressive. This is very cool. I'm sure you guys, I mean, assuming that it actually works the way that it reads. I don't know. So I guess that's my big question for anybody out there that knows anything about this. Could anybody explain, like, is this exactly the way that it works, or is there something else to it? Because this sounds like it can be pretty sweet, considering that light property is like the highest amount of damage you can do in the game right now. We've already pretty much went through all that. So you guys let me know, leave a comment, let me know what you think about that, but that thing's pretty awesome. So this is what I've been doing. Because I've been having to farm for all these units that I've been building up, and I still have to make a video about Maddie here, and like the whole experience I had with her. I put her up against a bunch of benchmarks, and I'll release that later, because pretty much she went up against Blood Rose's benchmarks, and I'll let you guys know how that all went. But other than that, let's see, I had obviously Lina to build, and I really did want to give this account a healer. It just made sense. So this is where she's at. She's got about 78 of her abilities unlocked, and she's got the good ones. It took a while. As soon as I got them, though, they're totally worth it. This girl's spells are amazing. Grand regen, very nice to have. High vitality, I love this. This is definitely one of my favorites. And there's Grand Aura. So I love these. They work very well. I still have other abilities and things to get for her, obviously. She has a long way to go, but I at least have her built enough to be effective and for me to be a pretty good judge of her. This is a badass character. She's awesome support. And getting Hollowed Light and you know, all these abilities, her skill kit is great. Being able to buff, you know, while healing, and then just being able to get rid of some effects like poison, that could just be very useful for, you know, quite a lot of things in the future. You never know what they're going to throw at us, so it's cool to have that built into the skill kit. I really do enjoy this character through and through. That's all I can say about her. So in case you guys were wondering, that's where a lot of my time recently has went into, is just kind of working on her. And she's still only level 66. It's because your boy I was spread pretty thin, man. There was like a lot of characters that I was working on. But in the midst of all these characters, and Blood Rose and her and Maddie, and obviously here's Davon. A lot went into Davon. Davon does have dual wield finally. I think he has increase attack, or what? Earth attack rise, okay? The one that's not magic damage but actual physical earth damage. So I got that, which took me a while, and then I got dual wield. He's like working his way up to that right now. He's trying to learn it. But Davon is pretty powerful. I'm happy I invested into him because he's a bad man. I mean, that's all I can say. Ooh, look, there's even some lapis here. Thank you, Davon. That was pretty cool. So having a lot of fun playing with this guy. He cleaves through everything. Anticipate some vids coming about him. Very happy I got him. Definitely worth it. He's a badass. Well, of course it's worth it. He like fell into my lap. It was great. So obviously none of all of this, because I just built all these characters so quickly, none of this would be possible if I wasn't able to get more energy, you know, for that 300 lapis. So again, that was awesome. I hope we get that again soon. Really hoping and praying for that. I will pay the 300 lapis for that anytime, any day. The other thing that I ran into is I needed so many of the low tier crystals to build these characters' skills up and unlock their abilities. So to get the low tier crystals, pretty much the level that, what am I clicking on gotcha? I just want to go to gotcha. They got me brainwashed. I need to go to event. The level that I found out that I would run that would give me, oh, there's not one of them up right now. Let's see. Okay. So pretty much like they have easy, normal, and hard on this is the limit break level, but I'm talking about the level that lets you farm gems, right? Hard costs 2, and medium or whatever it still costs only 1 orb to run. So I would run, I call it low tier crystal farming. I would run the one that only costs 1, but I would only run it with my rogue. And let me show you guys my rogue that I've been working on specifically for farming, okay? I'll give you a pretty good idea of, if you look at his skills, I've disabled every skill that does damage. He doesn't have any attack up at all. All he has is defensive things. I've actually built this rogue like a tank. He's got hit points. In fact, I wish I could get these hit points on him too. And depending on what, I might want to put magic defense up instead of defense, depending on what I'm farming for. But I took backstab off. I took abilities off that cost 0 SC, just to make his attack weaker. Alright, because the idea with Dark Robin is you need to be able to score a ton of crits in order to get extort to proc. If you kill your enemy by having a high attack, you're not going to be able to get that many crits off. Chances are you're not going to be able to extort from your enemy before you kill him. So it's important to make a rogue strong enough to clear the level. But you have to be able to do low amounts of damage so you can sit there and get a ton of crits and kill your enemy that way. I will go through and I will just do my basic attack, slowly, draining the enemy's health. As long as you have a ton of defensive abilities going for you, and even guard and stuff like that, your rogue's going to do fairly well with lifesteal. He's going to be able to keep himself healed, and he's not going to take too much damage, which gives him time to pretty much throw a ton of attacks and actually get extort to proc. After extort procs, you will see it, and then you can finish off that enemy quickly by using the rogue skills. Then you target a different enemy and go back to basic attacks, right? Because a lot of times if you use his skills, he'll kill the enemy too quick. So that's the best way I've found to farm with Robin, and I don't run anybody else. Because the thing is, if you look at Robins in your friends list, everybody builds friends list characters to clear content. And that's the thing, is like a rogue, I've realized, that has a super high attack and that has backstab and that has all that, he really doesn't help that much when it comes to farming. Like, I want a rogue that's going to be able to get extort. Like, with my rogue running the way he is, I know if I'm fighting 5 enemies, I can get extort to proc 3, maybe 4 times. Just from that one wave. That's super nice. That's 4 items guaranteed plus whatever's going to drop from them. That's a huge difference when you factor in how many waves you do. It just goes a super long way. I've been very happy, and that's how I've been able to build all these characters up that I've been working on simultaneously. Because, like, really, if you think about it, those little tiny gems, you need the most of those to get the low level abilities, right? So when you get to the very outside branches of the skill tree, it costs more of the larger crystals, and I have plenty of those. But because I started so many characters at the same time to do reviews on them and things like that, I've had to farm out a ton of the little gems. So it's been my strategy. That's what I've been working on. Eventually I want to power this rogue up when I need to farm larger crystals, and I want to apply the same concept. I want the rogue just strong enough to clear the content. And here's the thing, it's not exactly fun because you're killing things with your basic attack, and it takes up a little bit of time. But it's worth it because you get so much. When you get extort to proc that many times every wave, it just becomes worth it. I think you can do it for the high end levels, like the very hard nightmare levels, but you do need to build your rogue up quite a bit, and you want to do just enough damage to clear the content and cash out and get all the drops that you want. So because really, like, having a high powered rogue on your friends list, they're going to have a super high attack, and they're going to go through and they're going to one shot everything before extort ever procs. So that's what I've realized, and if it wasn't for that, I probably would not be able to work on so many of these characters that I have at the same time. Also, have you guys noticed like how expensive something is? If you look at an arc, say you click on an arc that you can't afford to upgrade, like energy, the amount that energy costs is absurd. And this is what I was wondering about. Wait, let's find one that I can't afford to level up. Here, the pirate ship. This thing costs 670,000, and I only got 670,000. Yeah, I only got 26,000. So if I go level up, it's like, hey, if you paid 12,861 crystals, that's a ton. Like, look at how many look at how many pulls you could do with that many crystals. So energy is really, really expensive if you're trying to buy it from them. Like, they really don't want you whaling. Like, that's what I want to know. Has anybody whaled out and actually spent like 30,000 crystals to buy energy just to be like, F it, I'm leveling this up right now? That's my big question. If anybody has ever whaled out on energy, leave me a comment. I want to know all about it. And yeah, please just let me know. So, other than that, that's pretty much all I've been doing. It's been slow motion over here, I'm not gonna lie. This new unit banner that's up, where is she? This lightning girl, I am kind of interested in her. She looks like she'd be cool to play with because she is like a sniper. I'm all for lightning damage. Ray does lightning damage, so I think it's cool. It's an awesome element. It's easy to power up with some of the basic arcs that we have. And she just looks sweet. She's an archer. She looks like she could just pin the enemy to the wall with a bunch of bow attacks. Kind of like maybe an upgraded version of our little redhead. So she looks pretty sweet to me. Yeah, her bow. Let's actually take a look at her. She's not a limited character, so it's nothing to worry about. You will eventually pull this girl along the way. She's actually made it to the roster. Archer, sniper. So yeah, she looks sweet. That bow looks awesome. It's a nice sprite. Can't wait to potentially play with this character one day. But I don't have her now. I did get the arc though. I'm extremely lucky for that. So I just wanted to give you guys a progress report. That's what your boy's been up to. You guys all have a good night. Again, happy birthday, Panda. And I wish you all the best luck. Alright, hoarding all the lapis will pay off. I promise you. I got good feelings about this. Peace, everybody. Good night.